guys, so we're just hopping on here really quickly to give you an update. Right now we are in the 800 block of Valley Drive. That's about 7 minutes from the Bridgewater Retreat Apartments over on Hallmark Avenue. That's where the suspected shooter in this situation is believed to live. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see the scene we're looking at right now. Authorities have moved over here to the 800 block of Valley Drive, where they believe the suspected shooter might be holed up inside one of these houses. As you can see, there are numerous police officers over here. They have their guns drawn. A tactical response unit just drove by. We saw SWAT also had their guns drawn, and they're focused on this one house. I don't know if you can zoom in, Foster, to this house in the back by the silver Camaro, and you see two officers over there with their guns drawn. Looks like they're maybe waiting for someone to come out of that house. And you see a few patrol cars over that way as well. Now, if you remember, they are looking for 43-year-old Nathan Eric Vance. Earlier this morning, police say he went around the Killeen area shooting at objects randomly. Luckily, no one was injured. There was just some property damage. However, after this, he ran away, and authorities have not been able to locate him since. Right now, you could probably hear above us, there is a chopper searching for this suspected shooter, as well as the officers and other authorities on foot here at the scene. We don't know where he is. Last we were told is that he might have been in the area of Wolf Street. But again, just within the last few minutes, we were over on Priest Drive by Texas DPS. That's where there was a staging area, and authorities were set up there. But just within the last few minutes, they have moved over here to the scene in the 800 block of Valley Road, where they believe the suspect may be held up inside one of these houses. So again, I'm going to step out and let you guys see this house. You can see the officers have their guns drawn right now. There's two officers on the side of this cream and green house. That's where the focus seems to be right now. And then a little ways away, you see other officers in their formation holding back up as well. So they are still currently looking for the suspected shooter, 43-year-old Nathan Eric Vance. We have his picture up on our social pages and our website, kcantv.com. We don't know anything about his current situation right now, or if there's any hostages or anything like that, but we know police did say that his mental state was called into question and that they do believe he might be mentally unstable. So again, this is happening in the 800 block of Valley Road. And you can see another officer there who just left the house directly next to the one with the silver Camaro, and he's coming out with his gun drawn as well. And that looks to be, I don't know if that's a canine dog there that's assisting, but you see that officer with his gun drawn as well. And if we can just hold this shot for a little bit, because again, this is a very active scene and we don't know what's going to happen here. But again, all of the police presence has been moved. We had police presence over on Priest Drive and Hallmark Avenue at the Bridgewater Retreat Apartments, where police believe the suspected shooter lived. Again, all of that police presence now moving over here to the 800 block of Valley Road, where it's possible the suspected shooter is held up inside of one of these houses. So again, just take a live look here. We see an officer running back to his police cruiser there. When we did pull up, there was a sense of urgency. We pulled up a little bit closer to the house, and we were told we needed to move back right away, and there was definitely a sense of urgency there. So we don't know if the shooter is in one of these houses, but again, all of the focus is now in this 800 block of Valley Drive. We also saw a SWAT and a tactical response unit come by just a few minutes ago, and they were riding on the outside of their vehicles. It was about 7 to 12 men riding on the outside of the vehicle with their guns drawn. And I don't know if you guys can see, but it looks like a few officers are going up to the front of one of these houses over here. Again, guns are drawn right now. A very active scene. And there aren't just police officers and cruisers here on this side. There's also authorities on the other side of this street responding as well. So they've really got, it's these three houses that seem to be the main focus. They've got them really surrounded right now. Okay, it looks like we're seeing more officers walking up and down this block. We see them going up to the fronts of these houses. It's unclear if they're trying to talk to the people inside. Maybe the suspect has been on the street. We don't know if he's held up inside of one of these houses. Just a very fluid and active situation right now. Do you have the paper? Okay. Do you think they'll be able to see that? Okay.
So you can't see the picture, but it is up on Facebook. Let them know. You can't.
It doesn't show up. Let me try on my phone. Okay, so again, I don't know if you guys can see this picture here. This is the suspect police are looking for. So we'll try to move that in so you guys can get a good look. Are you able to pick that up, Foster? Okay. So that's who police are looking for. The suspected shooter, he is 43-year-old Nathan Eric Vance. Again, the heavy police presence has now moved here to the 800 block of Valley Road, and police are here. It's unclear if the suspected shooter is held up in one of these houses, but again, all of the police presence has moved over here, and officers have had their guns drawn now for the past about 10 minutes or so. Oh, let's zoom in, Foster. Okay, I don't know. This looks like it might be the suspected shooter here. We see an African-American male in cuffs here. Can you zoom in on his face? This might be our suspected shooter here in cuffs getting put in the back of this police cruiser. They've just brought him out of this house here. Is this Nathan Eric Vance? Is this a suspected shooter? Okay, we're getting no comment from Killeen police right now, but they have just brought a man out. They are cuffing him, preparing to put him in the back of this police cruiser. Can you see his face?
A little bit, yeah.
We believe police are possibly arresting the suspected shooter now. We're trying to get a better look at his face. But it seems that there was no incident and that they were able to take this person into custody. Can we see his face? Let me see.
You can see it through here better. You can see it through here better.
Seeing if he can turn around so we can see if it is indeed Nathan Eric Vance.
From what I got, it looked like him. Hold on.
Okay, so you can see police are patting down this man. He's already in cuffs. And looks like they are preparing him for transport. We are trying to gather more information to see if this is our suspected shooter. You see him putting him in the back of the car there.
It looks like we might have an update right now.
Yeah, it looks like we have a Killeen. Let me get on the side of you, Foster. It looks like we have a Killeen spokesperson walking our way now. I'm going to see if we can get some more information. Here, hold this so I can go try and flag him down.
There's no man with a gun, and it's completely unrelated to the other incident.
Okay.
It just happens to be we're all here. We'll just come down.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. We're still on? Okay. So I just spoke with a KPD spokesperson, Jeff Donahue, and he says they responded to this block. They got a call for a man with a gun with a possible hostage. Turns out to be a false alarm. Now, they say they took this man into the back of the police car, arrested him, and took him away because they don't know if he's got warrants. It's possible that he can still be charged with something. However, this was not the suspected shooter they were looking for. They weren't sure at the time. They got the call for the man with a gun with a possible hostage, and they weren't sure. They thought maybe it was the suspected shooter. They came over here to check it out, and turns out it was a completely unrelated call. So the search continues for Nathan Eric Vance. There's still the chopper out. Now the Donahue tells us some of these police cruisers will head back to the original scene to continue the search for the suspected shooter. But again, they came over here because there was a call for a man with a gun with a possible hostage, and came to investigate to see if it was that shooter or not, which it has turned out it was not, and it was a totally unrelated situation. So that's the latest here. As you can see, there's some KPD cruisers. We've got the tactical response team here, and as Jeff Donahue just told me, they are preparing to head back to the original scene over at the Bridgewater Retreat Apartments on Hallmark Drive to continue the search for this suspected shooter and reset up their perimeter over in that area where he is believed to live. So that's the latest we know right now. For more information and a clearer look at the suspect's picture, you can scroll through our KCN Facebook page and head over to our website. That's kcentv.com, and we'll leave this picture for a little bit as these guys drive off here.
Cause like
What was wrong?
there's, like, dust.
Oh. I don't know if I turned it off.